Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to have a look at how we can create an Instagram filter using the character created using the headshot plugin in Character Creator. The best part about using Character Creator for an AR filter is that all the blend shapes for the character is readily available for us. So we will be going through the right format settings to export from Character Creator, and then we'll bring the character into Blender, and we will also rearrange some of the morph sliders which comes with the character, and we will export this head into Spark AR by Meta. And finally, we can set up the AR filter in Spark AR and publish it on your Instagram account. And let's get right into it. So this is the character that we'll be using to create the Instagram filter. If you are interested in how I created this character using the Headshot 2 plugin, you can look at my previous tutorials. Please note that this is not the humanoid converted character, but the CC plus character that we have created using the initial tutorials. One of the most important things while creating an Instagram filter using Spark AR is that we need a unified texture for the character. We can see that there are a lot of materials and textures which are applied on this character. So in order for this to work, we need to blend all of these materials into one single material. Before that, let's convert this character into a game base to reduce the number of polygons. You can select the single material over here and click on Convert. So once this is converted, we can see some weird shadows on the head. This is because of the bump map which has been unified. We can simply delete the bump map for the character over here. For an Instagram filter, we wouldn't require the clothing of this character. We are just going to delete those. And in the textures panel, we can see that the eyes and the body textures are separate. Let's merge these together. You can go to this option over here and click on Merge Material. Let's increase the resolution to 4K over here, and we can change the format to JPEG, and now we can click on Merge. And now in the textures panel, you can see that there is only one single texture which is applied for the whole character. And because we have converted this into a game base, we can see some kind of deformations on the head. So we can go to Edit Mesh and use a smooth tool to fix some of these deformations. And this looks much better. We only require the head of the character to create this Instagram filter. So we can go ahead and go to Edit Mesh and hide all the faces that we don't require and delete the hidden faces while exporting the character. So we can see that some of the faces at the back of the head is missing. So we can just select those. And we can click on Show. So these faces will be included back in the head. So this looks good. So let's check if the facial expressions are active for this character. We can go to Edit Facial and apply some of the expressions to check. This looks good. And now let's export this character. So I'll be using the Blender Pipeline plugin for Character Creator to export this character. For those who don't have this plugin, I'll leave the link in description below. And now let's select the character, go to Plugins, Blender Pipeline, and click on Export Character. So we are only exporting the mesh, so you can click on Mesh only, and we can turn this checkbox off. We don't need the characterization. And over here, we need to make sure that you select Delete Hidden Faces. So all the faces that we have hidden will be deleted. And let's click on Export Character. So once we have exported the character from Character Creator, let's open Blender. So I will be using the CC4 add-on for Blender. For those who don't have this add-on, I'll leave the link in description below for you to download. Click N on your keyboard. So you'll get these two options in Blender over here. And you can click on Import Character and select the FBX file that we have exported from Character Creator. And now that we have imported the character into Blender, let's check if the blend shapes have been imported as well. Select the head mesh and click on Object Data Properties over here. And in this tab over here called Shape Keys, click on this arrow over here and search for Open. And you will have this shape key called Mouth Open. You can select that and increase the value and see if the blend shape is working. So this confirms that we have all the blend shapes for the character. We don't require this bone structure for the character because we are only exporting the head. So we can go ahead and select this bone structure and delete it. And now when you select the head mesh and go to edit mode, we can see that there are a lot of vertices from the body. This is because we have only deleted the faces. So in order to delete all these vertices, we need to go to the wireframe mode and then click and drag all the vertices of this character. And let's go to mesh, cleanup and delete loose. This will delete all the vertices which are not connected with any faces. And now let's go back to normal shading and let's go back to the object mode. And just to confirm, let's check the material of this character. So it's just one single texture which is applied for the whole character. And now let's go back to the object properties. We are only creating this character with very basic expressions. So we need mouth open. And the next one that we need would be the smile expression. So search for smile. So we'll keep this smile shape key as well. And the next one that we need is the eyebrows raise. We can notice that the eyebrows raise has left and right separately. I want to keep this as a simple expression. So I want to combine both of these left and right eyebrows together to create a new blend shape. So let's select brow raise left and increase the value to 1.5. And also select brow raise right and increase the value to 1.5. And now you can click on this drop down list over here and click on new shape from mix. So what this does is it mixes the values that we have already given for both the left and right and create a new shape key for us. We can rename this to brows. Let's change the values of brow raise left and right back to 0 and select the brows shape key that we have just created and change the value and check if it is working. This looks good. And now I also want to add blink to the character. So let's search for eyes blink. I don't want this to have a negative value, so let's change the range minimum to 0. And now select the shape key that we need for the ear filter one by one and drag it down to the bottom of this list. And we can repeat this for all the other blend shapes that we need. And now we can see that in the bottom list we have all the blend shapes that we need. That's mouth smile, eyes blink, brows and mouth open. We don't need any of the other shape keys, so let's select the shape key right above this mouth open and click on this option to delete it. You can keep on clicking on this option to delete all the other shape keys other than the 4 that we have here. Make sure you don't delete the bases because that's the default. I noticed that when we use the blink shape key, the eyeballs are visible. So let's just move the eyeballs a little to the back. This looks good. And let's save the Blender project just in case. And we can see that there are 3 different meshes in the scene collection over here. I'm just going to combine all of these 3 as a single mesh. Select the tongue and eye and then select the body mesh. Right click over here and click on join. And now that we are done with this, let's export this character. Go to File, Export and select FBX. You can leave all the options as default and click on Export FBX. Before we get into Spark AR, I would like to share that I now have a Patreon page where you can support me for all the tutorials that I've been creating on this YouTube channel. Tier 1 and 2 are the monthly basic support for me to continue making these tutorials for you. For the premium Tier 3 members, you'll get access to some of the project files under CC attribution. You can find the link to my Patreon page in the description below. And now let's get back to the tutorial. And now let's open Metaspark Studio and open a blank project. So this is the basic layout. we can see that there is a video running in the screen over here. There's a scene panel over here, and there is the assets panel. And over here you can find a lot of options to choose from. So we'll go for this one for now. And now we can go to the assets panel, click on import from computer, and select the FBX file that we exported from Blender. And over here in the scene panel, you can right click and add a face tracker in the scene. And now we can simply drag and drop our 3D object inside the face tracker. And now when we zoom out, we can see that the 3D head is over here. This is because the pivot point is based on the whole character. That's fine. We can move this character down by using the shortcut key E on the keyboard. And now we can just drag this down to match with the head position. And you can also use the shortcuts R to rotate your 3D model and T to scale your 3D model as well. And now that we have a character in position, we can see that all the shape keys of the character is active right now. And now we can zoom in and select our 3D model over here. And on the right side in properties panel, you can see all the blend shapes that we have created in Blender. You can ignore all these other options over here because we are just doing some basic expressions for this project. We will turn off all the blend shapes for now. Let's apply the texture to this 3D object here. Double click on the material, and over here you can just select the texture. We can see that the lighting in the 3D model is too dark. So let's go to add lights and select ambient light. And now to assign the shape keys, we need to use the patch editor. So simply go to the scene menu over here, right click on face tracker and click on create patch. This new window pops up, which is a patch editor. You can use the left mouse button to select and move the nodes over here, and you can also use control and scroll in and out to zoom in and out of the patch editor. And you can also use the middle mouse button to move around. And over here in the face tracker, you have all the different options that you can use to assign. So this face is the one that we'll be using from the face tracker. And now select our 3D object in the scene panel over here and move your cursor to the patch editor and hit tab. And over here search for mouth open and hit enter. And now in the properties panel, you can click on this arrow right next to mouth open. This will create the patch in the patch editor, and we can connect the openness of mouth open to our blend shape. And now when we play the video, we can see that the character opens his mouth whenever the person opens the mouth in the video. This looks good, but when we play it again, you can notice that when he opens the mouth, it's not too smooth. So in order to smooth the movement of the mouth, let's add an exponential smoothing node. Hit tab and then search for smoothing and select exponential smoothing. And now we can simply attach the smoothing node between these two nodes. So let's change the damping value to 100. When you go for a higher value of damping, then there would be a delay in the movement. And now for the next one, we will add the eyebrows movement. You can hit tab and search for eyebrows raised. And we will add this patch over here, and we will also click on this and bring in our patch for the blend shape. For this condition, you can't actually connect the eyebrows raised directly with our blend shape. We need to use the if then else statement in this case. And now we can connect this eyebrows raised to the if then else statement and change the then value to 1. So this is a condition where if the person raises his eyebrows, this condition is met and the value turns to 1. And now when we connect this if then else statement to our blend shape over here, we can see that this is working, but the movement is too immediate because the value turns to 1 directly from 0. So we'll repeat the same process that we did for the mouth open. We'll add a smoothing node in between these two nodes here. So we can simply select this exponential smoothing node over here and Ctrl C and Ctrl V to duplicate a smoothing node, and we can connect this node in between these two nodes here. And now when we play the video, we can see that the eyebrows are moving smoothly. And moving on to the next one, let's add the blink option. For that, hit tab on your keyboard and search for eyelid. And in this patch, you can see there are a lot of options. The one that we'll be using is left openness. Because we have created one single blend shape for both the eyelids, so we can use either the left openness or the right openness. So in order to connect the blink, we need to use the subtract node. So hit tab and search for subtract, and we'll bring that node over here. We'll connect the subtract node with the blink patch over here. And now we'll connect the left openness from the eyelid to the second option in subtract node. And now you can notice that the blink patch over here has a negative value. So in order to correct that, you need to add the value 1 in the first tab in subtract node. And now when you see the video, the blink is working perfectly. And the last blend shape that we need to add is the smile blend shape. You can hit tab and search for smile and add that patch over here. And let's connect the face tracker with the smile. And bring in our smile blend shape over here. So we can't connect this directly. This works in a similar fashion as the eyebrows. So we need to use the if then else statement. Repeat the same process. Connect the smile node with the if then else statement and connect the output of if then else with the smile blend shape. Make sure that your then value is at 1. And now let's add exponential smoothing nodes between both blink and smile blend shapes. And now that we are done with this process, we can go ahead and save our Spark AR project file. And now that this is done, I want to test this filter on my Instagram account. So you can click over here, which is test on device, and click on send option. So I've already sent it, so I can simply click on refresh over here. And when this is done, you will get a notification on your Instagram account. So this is on my phone over here. You can simply click on this and you can test out your Instagram filter. So this looks good, and now we'll go ahead and publish our effect. So right below the test on device option, you'll find the option to publish it. So you can either upload this effect onto your Instagram account that is connected with Spark AR, or you can export this effect as a file and choose the Instagram account that you want to upload it to. So I'll export this effect as a file, which is the AR export format. And now that we have saved this file, let's go to our Meta Spark AR account on your browser. And over here, you can select the Instagram account. And on the top right corner, you will find Publish Effect. Over here, type the name of your effect. And over here, you can select the AR export file. I have already saved a video file while I was testing the Instagram filter. I will use that video as a demo video over here. Just make sure that your file is less than 32 MB and the duration is less than 15 seconds. Over here, I'll select the categories that are relevant to the Instagram filter. And over here, I'll type some keywords which are relevant to the filter. And after you're done with the upload of your demo video, it will appear over here and you can select any of the frames which are shown here as a thumbnail. And we can see that there is some kind of error over here which says modified file. That means the Spark AR project file wasn't saved. So we'll just go ahead and go to file and save and then export it again and select the file again over here. So once that is done, you can click on submit. And after that, it will take few hours for the Meta team to review your filter and then they will publish it. Once it is published, you can find a new tab on your Instagram account called the effects tab, and the effect that you have published will be available over here. These are the final results of this tutorial. And if you like to try out the AR filter by yourself, the link to the filter is in the description below. Thanks for watching.